Well, hello, all you fine people out there in YouTube land. This here's the NRA Man Forever, coming to y'all on this beautiful and cool South Texas evening. This particular video, we're going to talk about the Naval Yard shooting and some of the arguments the left is throwing around about gun control, most specifically against people allowing the right to people to carry a firearm, and their using of this national tragedy as evidence that armed civilians, regular people, lack the capability of defending themselves in stressful situations such as a mass shooting in a public, or even a highly secured, controlled access type setting, such as the Naval Yard, or, like I said, a public venue like a mall in Salt Lake City. Now, everybody knows that crazy son of a bitch's name was Aaron Alexis. Everybody knows he was the shooter. Everybody knows by now that 13 people were killed, unfortunately, in that shooting, to include Alexis. And everybody knows that he went in with a shotgun. He came to the scene of the crime with a shotgun. It's also been reported and verified that he acquired 2 handguns. Now, it hasn't been 100% verified yet, at least not that I can find from any of the major news outlets, that as to how he got them. But there are 2 theories that I keep hearing tossed around, that he either got those 2 handguns from victims that he shot, be they security personnel or just armed citizens. I highly doubt that in Washington, D.C., but most likely if they were victims he shot, they were security personnel. Or they were acquired from a safe. Now, I find that a little difficult to believe. But you know what? That's one of the theories that's getting passed around in the media, so you know what? We'll run with both of those for argument's sake. And everybody also knows in the end that Alexis was shot by police. That's how it came to a close. Now, if those handguns that he acquired after the shooting started, if he acquired them from victims, then you can already tell which direction the left is going to take it. You can already tell which direction the gun grabbers are going to take it. Well, you had people in there, good guys with guns, and they were unable to defend themselves. They were surprised. They were caught off guard, what have you. I'm not going to say one way or the other as to why they were able to be overtaken, but I'm going to throw out a disclaimer. I am all for average citizens keeping and bearing arms, carrying a handgun on their person for their own self-defense. I believe strongly that a gun in the hand is better than a cop on the phone. That being said, if those handguns were acquired from victims that he shot during the course of his killing spree, then yeah, maybe they were surprised, maybe they were, stunned, what have you, they froze up. It's possible. It happens. The human brain is just a maze and a complex, and it's just, no 2 people react the exact same way to a stressful situation. And a lot of it depends on your exposure to situations like that. Not a lot of people have a whole lot of exposure to mass shootings, so we'll throw that one out the window. Your mental preparation, your mental conditioning, as far as being able to pull the trigger on another human being and potentially kill another human being, your training, your practice, your repetition, all of it. If they were acquired from a victim, then an argument can be made, unless it is able to be rebuked by some, documentation that they were the most highly trained individuals in the world, that those two particular people were ill prepared for any likelihood of a stressful situation that would require them to defend themselves or others in a situation such as a mass shooting. Having a gun on your person in case something bad happens in your presence alone won't protect you. Simply having that gun there with you the moment you get mugged or you find yourself in the middle of a mass shooting is not going to help you. Just having a gun there alone by itself, nothing else, just the gun, it's not going to help you. Now, obviously, I'm including bullets and a magazine and all of the stuff in with the gun. The only way that you could expect to carry a firearm on your person in case of a bad situation developing in your vicinity, the only way a firearm in that situation is going to help you is if you have mentally conditioned yourself. First and foremost, sat down and honestly thought about, do I have the stones? Not necessarily, let me clarify, not will I enjoy, not do I look forward to, not will I get a hard on from shooting somebody. Do I have the mental and emotional capability to analyze the situation in however much allotted time I have in that particular situation, be it 5 minutes, 5 hours, or 5 seconds. If the situation happens and I make that decision that the only way I can defend myself is to use lethal force or potentially lethal force, however you want to brand it, do I have it in me? Am I strong enough? Am I mentally conditioned? Am I emotionally conditioned? Can I pull the trigger on another human being regardless of what they are doing to me? Because regardless of what exactly that specific situation is, say the Naval Yard shooting, you're still pulling the trigger on another human being. And there are some people that no matter what another person does to them, they just cannot bring themselves to harm another person. I'm not knocking those people. They are the way they are. Bless them. They are the way they are. If you're going to carry a gun, though, in any situation, professionally, as a security guard or a police officer or hell, a military soldier, or as a private citizen wanting to take control of your own personal self-defense and exercise your liberties granted to you by the Constitution, then you need to be willing to invest the time, the money, and the energy in going to the range and practicing. And it doesn't stop at just shooting holes in paper targets. It goes all the way up to, if you have the money and the time and the resources, going somewhere to see like James Yeager in Tennessee, to go train with him. Take some self-defense classes, some simulated force-on-force scenarios. Now, granted, simulated force-on-force doesn't come anywhere near close to pulling the trigger and firing real ammunition at a human being. But it's the closest you're going to get. If you can't do that, if you're not, let me rephrase that, if you're not willing to attempt, at the very least attempt, to practice regularly, to train regularly, to mentally and emotionally condition and prepare yourself for potentially pulling the trigger and even potentially killing another human being, then you should not, under any circumstances, carry a firearm for self-defense. Because when that time comes, if you pull the gun, all you've done is you've brought a weapon into a dangerous situation that could likely get you could likely get yourself killed with your own weapon if you don't have it in you to pull the trigger. Now, the second theory that I've heard is that he acquired those guns from a safe that had more weapons in them. Now, if that's true, then you got to ask, how the hell did he get the safe open? Did he have inside help? Did he have some, a girlfriend or a former colleague, a close friend, a relative, somebody? Did he have some kind of acquaintance inside of there helping him out? They go and open up the safe and all that. How? How'd he get it? Was it already opened? When he came to it, the security guys went, raided the safe, and then they just left it open, unsecured, and unguarded with guns and ammo in it? How did he get in it? I've been trying to find that out. At least the means of how he got into the safe. If that is, what actually happened. But like I said, I'm just giving you the two theories that I've been hearing floated around. He got them from victims that he shot, or he got them from a safe that had other weapons in them. And I'm more inclined, honestly, to believe the victim's story than I am the safe story. But I wasn't there. I'm just commenting on it, giving y'all my take on it. And even if they hadn't already, which God, they have. I've seen it on TV, I've seen it on the internet, I've seen it everywhere in newspapers. You already know that the left is talking about guns are dangerous and they're the problem. And the gun control talks are going to start back up again, and then, though I doubt it'll be as bad this time around, but you know what's going to happen. Anytime we have one of these shootings like this where some crazy guy goes, and yes, that's right, I said fucking crazy. Because that's exactly what he was. He thought people were following him. He thought that people were following him around with some kind of microwave device tracking him, and he heard voices in his head. I don't want to hear this. No, it's mentally challenged. No, he was fucking crazy. There's mentally challenged, there's mentally unstable, and there's fucking crazy. And Aaron Alexis was fucking crazy. This was an instance where, unfortunately, constitutional rights of a madman put the public at large in jeopardy. And it didn't help that that particular madman had already had several incidents, documented incidents, where he discharged a firearm recklessly. All I'm saying is don't give him a reason. If you're going to carry a weapon on your person for self-defense, A, make damn sure you're going to be able to pull the trigger if the situation ever comes to it. And B, make damn sure that you practice. Because you don't ever want to be carrying that weapon and then be caught in a situation where you have to use it and your pants aren't even down around your knees. They're just gone. This is the NRA man forever, stating that united we stand and divided we fall. If you're going to carry a gun for self-defense, mental condition, emotional condition, training, and repetition, in addition to a gun, are the only way to properly carry a firearm in defense of oneself.